If you are taking magnesium to fix your broken sleep, your anxiety, or an agonizing muscle cramp, and it is simply not working, you're unknowingly making a massive mistake. Look at the back of your supplement bottle right now. That standard dose was never designed to actually optimize your brain or heal your nervous system. It was calculated to give you the absolute bare minimum survival threshold just to keep you out of a hospital bed. That is it. When you take a bare minimum dose and expect life-changing therapeutic results, you are fighting a losing battle, and it all comes down to a hidden flaw in the system that practically everyone falls for. Flip over your supplement bottle, and you will see numbers like 350 or 420 milligrams. We look at that daily value percentage and assume it is the golden standard for optimal health. But here is the catch. The concept of the Recommended Dietary Allowance, or RDA, was plugged into the system all the way back in 1997. It was calculated using body weight baselines for a version of society that does not really exist anymore. The researchers based their math on a woman weighing 133 pounds and a man weighing 166 pounds. If you look around today, the average person weighs significantly more than that. If you weigh closer to 195 pounds, your bare minimum baseline instantly jumps to at least 600 milligrams just to keep your body functioning normally. But the real deception lies in the definition of the RDA itself. The guidelines explicitly state that the RDA is the average daily intake sufficient to meet the nutrient requirements of healthy individuals. Read that carefully. The system assumes you are already perfectly healthy, completely stress-free, and eating a flawless diet. It was never designed to be a corrective dose for someone who is actively suffering. If you are dealing with chronic insomnia, high blood pressure, or crippling anxiety, your body is burning through its mineral reserves like a sports car burns through fuel. You are not operating at a baseline. You are operating from a deep, exhausting deficit. When clinical researchers look at what it actually takes to reverse issues like migraines, severe panic, or depression, they do not use the tiny amounts listed on the back of your label. They use aggressive therapeutic doses ranging from 600 to 800 milligrams, or even higher, sustained for weeks at a time. Trying to cure a major cellular deficiency with a standard 350 milligram capsule is like trying to fill up a commercial swimming pool with a standard garden hose and turning it off after 10 minutes. Correcting a deep biological drought takes real volume. Medical data shows it takes at least 600 milligrams a day for more than a consecutive month just to begin moving the needle. If you quit after a couple of weeks because you did not see a miracle, you simply did not give your body the actual amount required to heal. Now, even if you decide to increase your dose, you run headfirst into the second massive blunder, which is the specific type of magnesium you are putting into your body. If you walk into a local pharmacy or grocery store, the shelves are packed with bottles that proudly display 400 milligrams in a single, convenient capsule. It looks perfect. You only have to swallow one pill a day. But if you turn that bottle around and read the fine print, you will almost certainly see the words magnesium oxide. Manufacturing companies love magnesium oxide because it is incredibly cheap to produce and highly compact, allowing them to cram a massive amount of elemental weight into one tiny shell. But your digestive system absolutely hates it. Clinical science reveals that magnesium oxide has a dismal absorption rate of only 4%. When you swallow that 400 milligram capsule, your body only successfully absorbs a microscopic 16 milligrams. The remaining 96% simply sits in your intestinal tract, completely useless. When you try to compensate for this terrible absorption by taking more pills, you trigger a biological disaster. Unabsorbed magnesium is highly osmotic, meaning it acts like a sponge, aggressively pulling water out of your body and into your bowels. The result is instant gastrointestinal distress, severe cramping, and diarrhea. This is the exact reason why so much historical medical research claims that magnesium does not work for anxiety or sleep. The researchers used cheap magnesium oxide, could not raise the dose without making the patient sick, and concluded the mineral was ineffective. If you want real results, you have to bypass this trap entirely. Forms like magnesium glycinate are chemically bound to the amino acid glycine, allowing them to use a completely different, highly efficient transport pathway in your gut. Your body absorbs roughly 80% of it without a single hint of digestive trouble. Even better, the glycine itself crosses the blood-brain barrier to boost your natural calming neurotransmitters, giving you a double dose of relaxation that Oxide could never dream of providing. Inside your head, a silent war is constantly being waged for control of your nervous system. Think of your brain as a high-performance vehicle equipped with a gas pedal and a brake pedal. The gas pedal is powered by a chemical called glutamate, the primary excitatory neurotransmitter that forces your neurons to fire, granting you sharp focus, rapid reactions, and intense brain power when you need it most. The brake pedal is controlled by GABA, the calming molecule that tells your brain it is time to wind down, recover, and drift into a peaceful sleep. Magnesium is the critical component that allows this braking system to function. It acts as a physical plug inside your cellular receptors, preventing glutamate from overloading the engine. But when your magnesium levels drop, that biological plug disappears. Without it, your brain loses its ability to lift its foot off the gas pedal. Your neurons stay continuously overexcited, causing your brain to run hot, even when you are lying in the dark trying to sleep. This state of constant neural overexcitation creates a cruel illusion. It produces symptoms that feel exactly like high levels of the stress hormone cortisol. You experience racing thoughts, late-night insomnia, chronic irritability, and terrifying heart palpitations. Many people automatically blame stress and start taking adaptogens like ashwagandha, completely missing the real problem. But there is a clever way to tell the difference. True cortisol overload usually shows up as increased belly fat, high blood pressure, and elevated morning blood sugar. On the other hand, a magnesium-depleted brain leaves unique calling cards: profound insomnia, despite feeling completely exhausted, intense jaw tension, teeth grinding at night, and restless leg syndrome. If your issue is truly a lack of magnesium, your body will respond to the right supplement within hours, whereas fixing a cortisol problem takes days. The raw material to turn off the alarm system is simply missing. When you suspect something is wrong and head to the doctor to get your magnesium levels checked, you will likely walk out with a clean bill of health. But here is the frustrating truth about modern medicine. Standard blood tests are virtually useless for detecting a magnesium deficiency. Less than 1% of the total magnesium in your body actually floats around in your blood plasma. The remaining 99% is locked deep inside your cells and bone matrices. When your cells start starving for magnesium, your bones will automatically leach their own stored supplies into your bloodstream to keep that 1% perfectly stable. Your lab results look flawless, while your tissues are silently starving. Even if your doctor orders a red blood cell magnesium test, it still falls short. Over 60% of your cellular magnesium is bound directly to energy molecules inside your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells. Since mature red blood cells do not have mitochondria, the test completely misses the crisis. In fact, large tissue biopsy studies show that half of the people with severe magnesium deficiencies test completely normal on standard blood work. You cannot manage what you cannot accurately measure, and these outdated tests are keeping millions of people in the dark. This testing blind spot explains why modern medicine ignores a cure discovered over a century ago. Dr. P.J. Weston published a study treating severe depression with high doses of magnesium, from 500 to 1,200 milligrams daily. An astonishing 90% of his patients improved. Today, over 60% of depression cases are labeled treatment-resistant simply because we try to fix a deep nutritional drought with synthetic drugs while ignoring the basic raw materials the brain needs to function. To break this loop, throw away cheap magnesium oxide and switch to a highly bioavailable form like magnesium glycinate. Stop following the survival numbers on the back of the bottle. To achieve a true therapeutic effect, take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate several times a day, building up to a total of 1,000 milligrams or more if your symptoms are severe. Give your cells the right dose to quiet the noise and experience true healing. To stop falling for the hidden traps of modern health, subscribe to Urban Longevity.